everybody. Awesome. We're getting ready to do a morning slow flow. I'm glad you guys are here. It is snowing here. It's coming down in those big fluffy chunks, which is the best type of snow in my opinion. All right. I've got our music going here, you guys. Go ahead and grab a spot on your mat and we'll start gently waking up the body this morning. We'll start today in a child's pose. So you can go ahead and spread your knees, tuck your toes, sink your hips, and begin to breathe. Taking a deep inhale in through your nose. Hold that breath at the top, gentle squeeze. And big exhale through your nose, let it go. As you inhale, feel your rib cage expand to touch your thighs. As you exhale, send your hips a little bit closer to your heels. As you inhale, reach through the crown of your head, lengthening your spine. And as you exhale, sink your chest a little bit closer to the mat. Inhaling, root down through your palms, lift your elbows up off the mat. Feel your entire body lengthen and expand. Hold that breath at the top, squeeze. And big exhale, let your entire body sink. And we're going to hold right here for about 4 or 5 breaths. Taking a moment to channel your focus, choosing an intention for the rest of your class. Wherever you're at, take one more big inhale, filling up the body with breath. Hold that breath at the top, squeeze. And deepest exhale yet, empty out your lungs. On your next inhale, slowly roll up, coming into a tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a couple rounds of cat-cow, waking up that low back. So for today, we're going to be on our hands and knees for a little while. So if you want or need to, you can double up your mat for a little bit more cushion on those knees. I'm going to turn this out so you can see. And if it gets hard on your wrists, first, I want you to try rooting down through the first and second knuckles. So you're moving some of that pressure forward into your hands. Spread the fingertips wide and then grip the mat with your fingertips. That should help take some of the pressure off of your wrists. If that doesn't work, if your wrists still aren't happy, you can make fists. Or you can always come down to your forearms. So take a couple more rounds of cat-cow right here. Let's take that movement side to side, lengthening through your side body, crunching your obliques, holding either side for as long as your body wants or needs to stay there. Maybe you draw your shoulder down away from your ear on the side that's lengthening, feeling that stretch travel through your neck. One more time, both sides. And we'll return back to center. Nice neutral spine here. Go ahead and let your head hang heavy down your shoulders. Shake it out. Nod your head yes. Shake it no. Letting those muscles that run along the back of your neck grow long. From here, let's roll our right ear over to our right shoulder. Bring that left shoulder back towards your left hip. And gently nod your head yes here. As you drop your chin, you should feel that stretch move to the back of your neck. And hold your head high. Let's shake it no. Again, you should feel a little bit of a change in that stretch. And we'll gently release, rolling back down through center, bringing that left ear over to the left shoulder. Right shoulder draws back to the hip. Feeling that stretch travel along the side of your neck. Gently shake your head yes. As you drop your chin, noticing how that stretch might travel to the back of your neck. Last time. Hold your head high and we'll shake it no. Again, noticing that stretch change as you move your chin from side to side. Last time. And back to center. Roll that head down and around and then find your neutral spine. Let's open our chest a little bit while we're here. Walk your hands slightly forward and dropping the chest down towards the mat, coming into a puppy pose. You can bring the forehead to the mat if that feels good. If you want a little bit more here, you can tint your fingertips, bringing your palms up off the mat, giving yourself a little bit of a deeper stretch. Just hold here for just a few breaths, opening through your chest space. If you tinted your fingertips, go ahead and bring the palms back to the mat. Everybody drop your elbows, keeping the belly and the chest as low to the mat as possible. Gently slide forward, coming into a cobra pose at the top of your mat. Yeah, you got it. You can untuck those toes. Go ahead and root down through the elbows, pushing gently into your mat, lifting your chest nice and tall. Draw those shoulders down and away from your ears, creating a broad collarbone. Let's gaze to the right. Just like we did at our tabletop a minute ago. Shake your head, yes. Still gently pushing into those elbows, creating lift through your chest. And we'll release, roll back through center. Gaze to the left. Pushing into that mat, proud chest. Shake your head, yes. Keeping a broad collarbone here. Should feel really good on your neck and shoulders. And we'll gently release, come back to center. Go ahead and roll all the way down, bringing your palms right under your shoulders. We're going to warm up the low back and middle back a little bit more by strengthening. On an inhale, peel your chest up off the mat, little to no weight in your hands. pushing the tops of the feet into the mat. You should feel your back muscles turn on a little bit. Maybe your glutes squeeze. Maybe you sip in a little bit more air, lift a little higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly roll right back down. You can stick with that right there, same thing. Or if you want to add on with me a little bit, we'll take our hands back behind our low back. You can interlace the fingers. On an inhale, peel the chest up. Squeeze your glutes. Gently rooting down through the tops of the feet. Little push. Inhale. A little bit higher. 4, 3, 2. And slowly lower right back down. Last one here. If you stay here, you can stay here one more time. If you interlace the fingers, we're going to do it one more time, but switch the lacing of your fingers. Go the less natural way. On an inhale, peel the chest out. Gently rooting down through the tops of the feet. Squeeze your glutes. Sip in a little bit more air. Lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower. Plant your palms right under your shoulders. And we're going to roll up and back, tabletop, sit back, child's pose. This time, keeping the knees maybe a little bit more narrow than you normally would. This is going to release all the tension off of our low back. Big exhale. Inhale, rolling back to tabletop. We've been here before. Shifting a little bit of weight over into your right knee. We'll slide the left toes back. I'll turn to the side so you can see. Left toes back. This is your balanced tabletop. A tendency here is to lift that hip. See if you can drop that hip so it's even with the earth. Inner thighs are going to turn on a little bit more that way. Let's take the right arm, reach it forward past the crown of your head. Draw the low belly up and in. A lot of times we find a sway in our low back here. See if you can get rid of that sway. Nice, guys. On an exhale, draw the elbow to your knee. Round and squeeze. Inhale, reach, extend. Hit that parallel line to the floor. No higher, no lower. 3 more just like that. Exhale, round. Waking up your core. Inhale, reach, feel your glutes squeeze a little bit on that extension. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Last time. Hold on to it right here. You have the option to stay here working on the balance. Or if you want a little bit more, come with me. We can bend that back knee. There's your quad stretch. And maybe you reach for that bind. We're going to take that top palm up, open, and back. Reaching for the pinky toe edge of your foot. Play with the balance here. Maybe you pull that heel a little bit closer, quad stretch. Maybe you kick the foot a little bit farther away, back bend. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll gently release, come back to center, hold that line right here. Don't let it go. Bring the palm back down to the mat. We're going to take the toes sweeping out to the left. Hold and hover. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it right back midline. Hold it. 2 more. Inhale, sweep it to the side. A little bit higher, a little bit farther forward. Feel your glutes turn on. Back center. Again, sweep it out. A little bit higher, a little bit farther forward. Sweep it back. Last time, this time as we sweep it out, hold, hold, hold. We're going to drop those toes, walking your shoulders back over your hips. So I'll turn to this side now. So we're right here. Got it. Big inhale all the way up. Nice tall spine. Exhale to the left. Lengthening through that right side body. Roll that top shoulder behind you. Yeah. Inhale right back up. Exhale to the right. Yeah, modified side plank right here, lengthening one line from your fingertips to your toes. Inhale right back up. Exhale to the left. Maybe you slide a little bit lower on that shin this time, deepening the inner thigh stretch, deepening the side body stretch. Inhale right back up. This time, as we exhale to the right, you can stay where we were before, holding this modified side plank, or you can add on with me, lifting those toes. Yeah, there it is, one line parallel to the floor. From here, we're going to warm up the same way we did in our tabletop. On an exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach, extend. Maybe you squeeze your glutes on that extension. 3 more right here. You got it. Last 2. Last time. Inhale, reach. Option to stay right here, holding that balance. You're going to feel it. Option to add on with me, quad stretch, just like we did before. Option to add a bind. Take that top palm up, open and back. Grabbing the pinky toe edge of your foot. Again, maybe you pull that foot closer for a quad stretch, or maybe you kick that foot away for a back bend. I'm going to give one more option. If you're feeling a little funky today, flip your grip to the big toe edge, and maybe you kick towards the ceiling. A little modified dancer pose. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to return to that modified side plank. On an inhale, tick-tock all the way back up, shoulders over hips. Exhale, draw through to center. We're going to pull that knee back in, meeting back in a tabletop. Shake it out. Go ahead and sit the hips back, child's pose. Brief rest right here. One big inhale. One big exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, slowly roll right back up, tabletop. We're going to take that same flow on the other side. So shifting a little weight into the left knee this time. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Shifting weight into the left knee. The right toes are going to slide back and up. There's your balanced tabletop, just like we talked about on the other side. The tendency is to lift that hip. Let's see if we can close it off. Reaching that left hand forward this time. One line from your fingertips to your toes as you draw that low belly up and in. Nice. Exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhaling, reach, extend. 3 more, just like that. Exhale. Crunch. Inhale. Reach. Maybe squeeze the glutes. Last 2. Last time. Hold on to it right here. You have the option to stay here, working that balance. If you want to add on with me, we're going to add a quad stretch. And maybe you add a bind, reaching up and back for the pinky toe edge of your foot. If you fall out of it, it's okay. You can come right back. Maybe you pull the heel close, quad stretch. Maybe you kick it away, back bend. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Find that line, nice and strong. Let your palm come back down towards the mat. You got it. Stay with me. Take those toes out to the side. Hold and hover. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it back to that midline. 3 more. Good morning. Out to the side. And back. Again. Out to that side. A little bit higher, a little bit farther forward. Ooh, squeeze your glutes. Back center. This time as we sweep it out, we're going to drop those toes down towards the mat. Walking the shoulders back up your hips. Big inhale, nice and tall. You got it. I'm going to turn to the side. So we've been here before. Exhale to the right. Lengthening through the left side body this time. Maybe you get a little bit of an inner thigh stretch here. Inhale back up to center. Exhale to the left. Reaching through your fingertips down to your toes. Maybe you roll that top shoulder behind you. Maybe you gaze high. Inhale right back up, nice and tall. Exhale to the right. Maybe you slide a little bit lower on that shin this time. Keeping the chest open. Inhale right back up. This time as we exhale to the left, we're going to bring those toes up off the mat. Side plank, you got it. A little modification with that knee lowered. On an exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach, extend. As you extend, maybe you squeeze the glutes. Exhale. Inhale, reach. 2 more times, you got it. Last one. Inhale, reach. Hold on to it right here. Option to stay here, working that balance. Option to quad stretch. Option to add that bind, reaching for the pinky toe edge. Maybe you pull the heel closer, quad stretch. Maybe you kick it away, back bend. Last little add on here if you want it. Flip your grip to the big toe edge, and maybe you kick towards the ceiling. Modified dancer pose. Wherever you're at, hold for 4, 3, breathe. Last one, release, come back to that side plank. Slow and controlled, tick-tock, right back up, hips over shoulders. Exhale, draw through to center, plant the palms and guide that knee back in tabletop. Shake it out, go ahead and send the hips back. Brief child's pose here, cycle through your breath. On an inhale, slowly roll up. Tabletop, curl the toes under, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. First down dog of our practice here. Take a moment, pedal out your feet. Sending the heels towards the mat. They might not touch, and that's okay. Tilting that tailbone towards the ceiling. Chest back towards your thighs. Cycle through the breath. About 2 or 3 times right here. Spreading your fingertips wide, rooting down to that first and second knuckle, just like we talked about before. Put a tiny bend in your knees. Gaze between your palms. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Take a big exhale, forward fold. And let's pause right here. Taking a few breaths, doing what your body needs to wake up your hamstrings. We're going to think about having a goal of straightening our spine. A lot of times in a forward fold, we think about the goal being to touch our toes, which means we end up being here, which compresses our spine more than we want it to. Think about the goal being to have a flat back and then reaching towards your toes. That's going to create a greater hamstring stretch, which in turn ends up taking pressure off your low back, and that's what we want. So hang out right here for a couple more breaths. You can sway side to side if that feels good. You can take a waterfall pose or a ragdoll pose, grabbing onto opposite elbows if that feels good. That's going to allow gravity to do some of the work for you here, guiding your upper body down. Wherever you're at today, let's shift body weight forward into the toes until your heels become light. Soft bend in those knees. One more big inhale as you lengthen your spine. Big exhale here, sink just a little lower. And release on the inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Sweep the arms nice and tall. Exhale as you draw through to heart center. Inhale all the way up. Big exhale as you forward fold. Inhaling as you halfway lift, heart reaches forward, lengthen that spine. Exhale as you fold just a tiny bit deeper. Plant your palms, walk, step, or hop back to your high plank. Now I'm going to walk us through a vinyasa flow. You have the option to do this on your knees. Vinyasa flow is going to look like this. We exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Elbows are in by your rib cage. Inhale, upward facing. Your feet are on the tops of your feet. Toes pushing into the mat. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads. Yeah, lifting up off the mat nice and strong. Now flip the toes under, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Nice work, guys. Cycle through the breath right here. And we're going to take that same little flow, our sun sal A, one more time. Let's bend the knees, gaze between the palms, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Big exhale, forward fold. Pause right here. Take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, draw through the heart center. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms, walk, step, or hop to your high plank. Take your vinyasa flow. Again, you have the option to drop the knees here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Kneading back in a downward facing dog. Shift a little bit of weight over into your left foot. Let's inhale that right leg high, three-legged dog. Go ahead and bend that top knee. Stacking the hips, point the knee towards the ceiling. Tiny little circles right here. Wake it up. Now, see if you can keep your shoulders square to the mat. Now that might hurt your pride because it's going to mean that top leg is going to be forced to come a little lower probably. That's okay. Square the shoulders. Tiny little circles right here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale that leg nice and tall. Big exhale, bring the knee to your nose. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to place that foot between our palms. You may have to hop a little bit to get there. That's okay. Nice. So we made our way into a high lunge. You have the option to drop that back knee. All right. Take a moment right here. Wake up your hips. Creating a broad collarbone as you lift your chest. Nice and proud. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe you move back and forth. Now, when we're here, it's important to remember we want our knee stacked right on top of our ankle. A lot of times, we go way out here, and that's going to put a lot of unnecessary pressure on your knee. So see if you can pull it back. Yeah, and then work on getting those hips a little lower, chest a little prouder. Nice, guys. So again, with that back knee down or lifted, your choice, we're going to root down to the left palm, and we're going to open towards that thigh for a twist. Yeah, seeing if you can stack your shoulders. And again, a lot of times that top arm is going to want to reach way back here. Don't worry about that. Stack the wrist right on top of your shoulder. That's going to take some pressure off that joint. And if you want to challenge your balance, you can gaze high at your fingertips. Gently release, come back to your lunge. Slow and controlled, we're going to open up to the other side. Again, you have the option to keep that back knee down. So this time you're opening up away from that thigh. Stacking your shoulders. Just like we did before, we're not reaching way back here. We're stacking that wrist right on top. Using that bottom arm as leverage to keep your front knee right on top of your ankle. Stay here for 4. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. Go ahead and drop that back knee if you're not there already. We're going to gently straighten that front leg, coming into a half split. Exhale, letting your shoulders become heavy. Again, just like we talked about in our forward fold, we're thinking about creating a long spine rather than rounding. We're lengthening, drawing our sternum to our toes. I'm going to give you one more thing to think about. Let's draw that left hip slightly forward. A lot of times those hips want to open up. See if we can make them even. One more big inhale here as you reach. Exhale, fold just a little deeper. Nice, guys. On an inhale, rolling back up to that lunge. Uncurl the back toes, lift that back knee, step it back, high plank, and take your vinyasa flow. We exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Excellent work, you guys. Meeting back in that down dog. We'll take that same flow on the other side. Inhale, your left leg high, 3-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hips, point the knee towards the ceiling. Squaring your shoulders to the mat. Tiny little circles with the knee right here. Waking up that hip. Four, 3, 2. On an inhale, extend that leg nice and high. Exhale, bring the knee to your nose. And place that foot between your palms. Find that lunge. Just like we did before, you've got the option to drop that back knee. Pause right here, waking up your hips. Should feel super good. Stacking that front knee right on top of your ankle. Inhale, broad collarbone, proud chest. Exhaling, guiding your hips a little bit closer to the mat. Maybe you rock back and forth or side to side. All right, let's add on rooting down to that right palm. Find your twist as you open towards that inner thigh. You got it. Stacking those shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to that lunge. Slow and controlled. We'll open it up to the other side. Twisting away from that thigh. Stacking your shoulders, sinking your hips. You can gaze at the floor, or if you would like to challenge your balance, you can take your gaze towards the ceiling. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Returning to that high lunge. Go ahead and drop that back knee if it's not down already. Straighten that front leg. Coming into your half split. Pause right here. You got this. Draw the toes back towards your face. On an inhale, relax your shoulders. Pull your heart forward. On an exhale, sink a little bit deeper over that thigh. cycle through the breath right here. Bless you. All right, on your next inhale, slowly roll back up to that lunge. Curl the back toes, lift that back knee. Step that front foot back, high plank. And take a vinyasa flow. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Excellent work, you guys. Put a tiny bend in those knees. Gaze between your palms. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. You guys know this next part. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, draw through your heart center. Inhale, all the way up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling as you fold, plant your palms, walk, step, or hop to your high plank. Take a flow or option to skip it entirely and meet me back in a downward facing dog. Nice job, guys. Let's inhale the right leg high, three-legged dog. On an exhale, bring the knee to your nose and step that foot right between your palms. We've been here before, you got it. Keeping that back knee lifted this time. On an inhale, lift your chest coming into a crescent lunge. Draw your shoulders down your back. Draw that left hip slightly forward. Again, that front knee is going to stay stacked right on top of your front ankle. You got it. Take that back heel, and we're going to drop the back heel down to the mat. Warrior one. So that left hip is drawing forward. We are in heel to arch alignment. Shoulders draw down the back. Big inhale, tall spine. As you exhale, open up, warrior two. Now the tendency here is that front knee is going to want to turn in. See if you can guide it open towards your pinky toe. Nice and strong right here. Relax your shoulders. Beautiful, you got it. Tiny hinge forward, flip your front palm. Reach up and back, lengthening through your front side body. This is your reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Reaching forward, coming into a side angle. That bottom elbow, that front elbow, is going to land on your thigh. Top arm is going to reach past the crown of your head. You're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to warrior two, only for a moment. And we're going to cartwheel all the way down, high lunge. Stepping that front foot back. Take your vinyasa flow or option to skip it and meet me in a downward facing dog. Nice job, guys. Meeting back in a down dog. We're going to take that same flow on the other side. Inhale the left leg high. Exhaling, draw your knee to your nose. Place that foot between your palms. High lunge. You got it. Yeah, we've been here before. On an inhale, sweep your chest high, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Crescent lunge. Again, that front knee is right on top of that front ankle. Let your shoulders relax. Yeah. Drawing that right hip slightly forward. Cycle through the breath. And let's drop that back heel. Warrior one. Drawing that right hip forward. Big inhale, tall spine. Exhale, warrior two, opening up. So chest faces the side wall. This time the hips are also trying to face the side wall. That front knee is coming back to your pinky toe. Pause right here. Feeling nice and strong. Rooting down through your feet. Creating a sense of groundedness right here. Tiny hinge forward, flip your front palm, reach up and back, reversing your warrior, lengthening through that front side body. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Reaching forward, coming into a side angle. That bottom elbow is going to land on your thigh. Top arm's going to reach past the crown of your head. Inhale, right back up, warrior two, only for a moment here. Exhaling as you cartwheel all the way down, high lunge. Step that front foot back, high plank. Last vinyasa flow here if you want it. Excellent work, you guys. Go ahead and drop the knees, sending the hips back. Child's pose. Take a rest right here, cycling through your breath. On your next inhale, let's roll up to a tabletop. Spinning your feet forward, coming into a seat. Coming into our staff pose, so legs are straight. You got it. Let's bring that right leg in, left leg out. Take an inhale, create a nice tall bowl spine. Pivot towards that thigh. And take an exhale, forward fold. So just like we talked about before, our goal is to create a straight spine. So you might not be able to reach your toes if you keep that spine nice and tall. But think about that being a goal. It's going to be the best thing for your hamstrings, best thing for your spine. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale, sink a little lower. On an inhale, slowly roll all the way up. We're going to take that right hand back behind us. That left hand is going to reach up and back past the crown of our head. Weight's going to come onto this knee. You ready? All the way up, lift your hips. Lengthening through that side body from your fingertips to your toes. And on the exhale, deliver your body right back down. Nice. Stay with me here. We're going to take this foot and we're going to cross it over our thigh. You can pull it in, give it a nice little hug if that feels good. All right. Again, this hand is going to root down behind us. This hand is going to reach straight up. Big inhale. Exhale as you twist, bringing that elbow to the opposite side of that thigh. Maybe you gaze behind you. Nice little spinal twist here. Should feel really good. And we'll gently release, unwind, come back to center. Taking both feet out, shake it out. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So bring the left leg in this time. Inhale, nice and tall. Pivot over that thigh and take an exhale, forward fold. Long spine, broad collarbone. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale to sink. Inhale, we're going to slowly roll all the way up. This left hand is going to root down behind you. Weight's going to come to this knee as the right hand reaches past the crown of your head. Lengthening from the fingertips to the toes. And on the exhale, delivering your hips right back down. You got it. This foot is going to cross over your thigh. Left hand is going to root down right behind you, right where it was before. Right arm's going to reach straight up. Exhaling as you twist elbow to the outside of that thigh, gazing over your back shoulder. I didn't get. What are you doing? And we'll gently release. Coming back to center, unwind, taking both feet long. Staff pose one more time. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold last time. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Exhale, slowly roll all the way back. Coming down to lie on our backs. Final little cool down right here, and then we'll head into a Savasana. Let's draw the right knee into our chest. Letting those shoulders fall back to the mat. Tucking your chin slightly. You can make tiny circles here if that feels good on your hip. You can make tiny circles with your toes if that feels good on your ankle. Let's guide that knee across our body for a twist. So dropping that knee over to the left, gaze over that right shoulder. Now the goal here is to keep our shoulders on the mat. You may want to play with how high or how low you bring that bent knee. Breathing into that twist here. Gently release, unwinding. Pull that knee into your chest one last time. And then let it go. Letting that leg fall along your mat. And we'll gently guide the left knee into your chest. Letting the shoulders draw back towards the mat, tucking your chin slightly. You can make tiny circles with your knee if that feels good on your hip. You can make tiny circles with your toes if that feels good on your ankle. And we'll gently guide that knee across our body for a twist, gazing over that left shoulder. gently release. Come back up to center. Give that knee one last pull into your chest. And gently release. Coming down into Savasana, final resting pose. Let's place one hand on our heart, one hand on our low belly. Taking a total body scan from top to bottom, bottom to top, just noticing how your body is feeling here. Let your toes fall open. Let your eyelids soften. Allowing your shoulders to fall back into the mat. Allow your hips to become heavy. Allowing the backs of your knees and the crooks of your elbows to become soft. Allowing the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet to release. Allowing your jaw to unhinge. Creating space at the back of your throat. Allow every single muscle in your forehead to gently melt away. Ignoring the cat who knocks the flower pot off the windowsill. Bringing your attention back to your breath. Once again, take a total body scan, top to bottom, bottom to top, noticing how your body is feeling. If there's any unnecessary tension that you may be holding on to, first ask yourself why. And then maybe ask yourself to let it go. Wiggling your toes, bringing some movement back into your body. On an inhale, sweep your arms high, past the crown of your head, reaching through the tips of your fingers, down through the tips of your toes, total body stretch. And then on an exhale, gently roll onto either side, coming into a supported fetal position. Gently root down through your top palm, coming to a seat at the top of your mat. And together, we'll take an inhale all the way up. Exhale, draw through the center. One more time, just like that. Big inhale all the way up. Exhaling to let it go. Awesome job, guys. In yoga, we end with namaste, which means the light in me sees, acknowledges, and respects the light in each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.